because they know that we were meeting, right? And so in the last of our time, yeah. So we've been meeting for 40 minutes now.
Number one.
Okay.
Jim, what do you think? What do you think we need to put as the next important thing that we need to worry about?
So what was the first one? I've been cutting out because that's like spotty service here, but.
Our first we put as the duct tape to fix the canoes.
Okay.
And then we're trying to decide if it's most important to do like sleeping bags and maybe water purification tablets.
But water purification tablets aren't going to do anything if you don't have anything to put them in.
Well, we have the river, the water from the river. Oh, you mean like a cup?
In the river, yeah.
Okay, that's true. And the river is usually pure water anyway because it's running.
Right? If we're only going to be gone
if
a day.
Just because it's running doesn't mean it's pure. Because animals poop in it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to get Giardia or Cryptosporidia or...
Yeah, she was right that we don't have like a cup or anything. We have a whiskey bottle.
Dump the whiskey out. So how about this? Because there's so many lakes, if you already know where you are, there's lots of landmarks, right? With all the lakes and rivers. So it could be...
Sorry, can you hear me? I'm cutting out pretty bad.
We can hear you, Jim.
So...
You can hear me? Okay. Oh.
Because of all the landmarks that are around, the compass might not be as important, but I think we definitely need the map to get out of there.
Okay, so are we going to do map then sleeping bags?
Sure.
Okay, I'm okay with that. So 2 is map, 3 sleeping bags, and what? A compass?
Sleeping bags. 3. Well, if we know where we are, and we have lots of landmarks, then we might not need the compass.
Yeah.
If we're going where we are, if we know where we are, we're going to be following this river. Then we can probably pretty much fit, because we're not lost, right? We're just broken.
Mm-hmm.
Then the compass isn't as important, I don't think.
So I guess my few words would be, I mean, we need to get these guys, whoever's going down the river, on the river and gone as fast as possible.
Right.
So what do we need to get those guys on the road? I
We
mean,
need flotation devices for them for safety.
Yeah.
So should that be number 4? Or
flotation devices are also warm.
Well, there's 6 of them. Only 2 people are going to be on the river, so the people staying could also use flotation devices to stay warm.
Well, yeah. I don't know. If you're on the water, I mean, you might be able to travel just as fast with 5 people as with 2. Yeah, but there's going to be portages. All right.
I just don't think they're very big canoes. That's what I think.
Yeah.
So what? So what are we doing for
quicker, go faster.
So are we deciding that flotation device is 4?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's number 5?
All right, but sorry, it cut out.
Oh, that's okay. What were you saying, Jim? Okay, is there anything else that we need for the people to get out?
I don't know. I think that they're going to be fine with food and water because they don't need to drink for 3 days and they don't need to eat for 30. So they need the canoes,
Yeah.
purification tablets, and
I thought you said they didn't need the purification tablets.
oh no, that's what I was trying to say. No, so they need a canoe and they need the duct tape, and then they're out.
Okay.
Yeah. They don't need purification. They don't need food.
So we have that they are going to need the flotation devices, though, which is for safety. If they die, then there's no.
There's no hope. Okay, so we have them sent off down the river with the duct tape and the map.
Do they have any paddles?
Yes.
They didn't say that I saw that. Okay, so now
we don't have paddles. It'll be faster to walk.
Yeah.
Well, that's the question. If they don't have paddles, then they need to use something else as
I
paddles.
think just assume they have paddles, just because it didn't say either way.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe the canoes, part of the canoe is the paddle.
Yeah. Okay, so now what do we need to worry about? Now that they're off down the road, now what's the most important?
Starting the fire.
So matches.
Yeah, because you have people that are about to go through like 20-degree weather, and they're kind of in shock, probably from the broken bone.
Okay.
Right, so matches number 5. The broken fishing poles can be used to stabilize the person's leg.
Okay.
So I would put that somewhere soon.
Okay, how about matches for number 5 then? And broken fishing poles for 6.
Okay.
Have we got sleeping bags?
We
That
already
was
got them sleeping bags at 3.
Cool.
All right. I think the food is the next most important to keep everyone's spirits up, also to keep hypothermia away.
Okay, so 7. Okay, then water purification tablets.
Sorry.
Because right now we're down to the things that aren't as important. So I would say the water purification tablets with the whiskey that we could dump it out and use the whiskey bottle for a container for water.
What about the insect repellent bottle? Because we could dump out the insect repellent out of that and get some water boiling in it.
I don't know if you guys have ever been up in the Great Lakes region in May, but you do not want to be outside without mosquito repellent.
So we dump that to the 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm picturing like a plastic bottle of mosquito repellent. I'm not picturing something you could boil water in.
I guess I always get one that's
One of the tins.
tin.
So then I would say, so after the insect repellent, I would say water purification.
So insect repellent for number what?
I
8?
honestly think that water is still more important than insect repellent. You're not going to die from getting.
Right, but remember we're getting soon.
We're hopefully getting out of here soon, but not necessarily. I mean.
Yeah, I would rather drink water, I think, than have mosquito repellent.
Me too.
Okay, so switch those.
Yeah, so I would say
8 for water.
8 the water, and you have to have something to drink it in, right? So I would say the whiskey bottle with it. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the repellent.
So repellent would be 10.
Mm-hmm. So one other thing that we didn't really think about was a shelter for them. Sleeping bags could have been used as sleeping bags with the parachute cord could have been used as a
Well, the parachute cord could hold up the other
canoe.
canoe too.
Yeah, you could take the canoe, the other canoe, and make it into a shelter.
Yeah, I would say that we should move our numbers and put that somewhere higher up. Like,
Before the insect repellent?
or just, I would say like just after the personal flotation devices.
No, the personal flotation devices we need for the canoes, and
I mean
After.
after. Because before the
And
matches,
you could use them for like pillows too for the people that are staying behind.
yeah. I don't know we don't know what you said, Jim.
Well, okay, so number 5.
I say number 5 is the parachute
Number 5
cord,
is the parachute cord.
and then everything moves down one. So matches.
well, whether we need to start a fire.
Okay, so number 6.
Well, I was saying that the shelter might be more important than the fire. Because you need a shelter before you can have a fire that's not going to be put out by the rain, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe not. It can be, we can do matches and then parachute cord. I'm okay with that.
What's the parachute cord for again?
To
To
hold
build a shelter.
To build up the canoe as shelter. Other canoe. The canoe we're keeping. I don't know. I don't think that we need a parachute cord to hold up the canoe. We just put up against a rock or something. Find a stick.
Yeah, that's
It's part of our broken fishing pole.
Okay, so then we
What
want
we
that to be before the insect repellent then?
What about
Before the water?
what about the splint? The splint, does it need anything?
The what?
The splint with the fishing poles?
Well,
Oh,
we used the duct tape for that before we left.
Oh, okay, duct tape would probably work.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, the
Okay.
people on the canoes are probably going to take the duct tape with them just in case their canoe springs a leak again.
But we could tape him up before we go.
Yeah, but we could tape them up before we go.
Or just leave them some.
And hopefully we wouldn't move
We don't
them.
want the cord. Like, should the cord be next before the closed frisbee?
It definitely should be next. I think that's number 11, if we don't want it sooner.
Well, I mean, we keep on talking about things that you could drink the water out of. Could you use the frisbee to drink the water?
I had thought of that. What I
It's
thought,
really shallow, and usually those water purification tablets do a liter at a time.
yeah. One of the things, there's a couple of things that I thought for use of the frisbee, but I've settled upon that the frisbee could be broken and it would be sharp to use to cut things if you need it. But I had thought for the water purification tablets to hold water.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Use it to attract attention. Use it to keep spirits up. I don't know.
I put it as the least important.
Yeah,
Okay.
because you could also catch like rainwater in the old canoe, right?
That's true. But then what would we use as shelter?
That's true. You have to pick one or the other.
Okay, so we just have 3 things left, and then we can hear the expert rankings.
All right, so I have 4 things. So what did we change? Can we run through it real
I
fast?
put 11 as parachute cord.
Okay, 11 is parachute cord. Okay. Set of clothes. Oh, you know what? The set of clothes I think are pretty important, even though they're wet. But so let's do that one next.
Okay, 12. Compass 13 and Frisbee 14?
Sure.
Okay, let's move on.
All right. So number 1 is duct tape. Hey. Number 2.
Wait, I didn't. That totally cut out.
Number 1, duct tape.
So are we gonna read? Are you gonna read why?
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so the correct answers are based on the opinions of 2 experts, Jeff and Ken, both of whom act as guides of canoe trips at the Boundary Waters region. The experts agree the best course of action for the group was to repair one of the canoes, send 2 of the most experienced and the least injured people to paddle up to the road, and not to Grand Maurice for help. Hey, good job, guys.
Woohoo!
Because as a search party would not leave for at least 5 days and might not find the group for a couple days more, this would cause severe hardship for the group, particularly the one with Broken Lake. Food is way down, and there's minimal protection from the rain and cold since the tent and tarps were lost. Cold and rainy weather at this time of year is life-threatening, so the group must get help as soon as possible. It is estimated the group of 2 would move faster than if everyone went along, and they could get help within 1 day. Then a helicopter could be sent to the campsite. First priority for the group then is to go for help. However, in order to do this and survive, it's important to get warm and try to dry out wet clothing and sleeping bags. However, since it has started to drizzle, and may rain, there's no assurance that things will get dry soon. In that case, the party needs to leave quickly in wet clothes and take their wet sleeping bags with them. Okay, so they are wet. There's almost no food left. Most of it having been lost in the rapids. About half should go to the 2 paddlers, who will have less time to gather food, but will presumably get a food source sooner. The experts say as long as they have water, they could go for 3 days without food and still function adequately. On the 3rd day, things would get shaky. Those left behind can try to catch some fish to eat. All right. Number 1, duct tape is the most essential because it's the only way to prepare the canoe. It can be used to patch up to 10 inches and fix the broken gunwales. Other uses for the tape would be repair the fishing poles, set the temporary splint. It can be used to make a pan to boil water. However, caution must be used to keep far away from the flame and not allow the water to get hot so that the heat will melt. Okay. The next thing, okay, so let's put that down. All right, so how about somebody else puts it down for me in their little...
Yeah, I'm putting it down.
All right, number 2, personal flotation devices, because they keep the body warm and they can be used as pages or pillows on the wet or cold ground. Right now the clothes are wet. Even with the personal flotation wet, they still provide warmth. Number 3, map of the area. Essential for the people going to get help. It would be almost impossible to navigate out of the lakes and road without the map. Plastic coating, not coaching. Plastic coating also makes the map useful. Sleeping bags. Number 4. Important to keep warm, both for paddlers and those staying behind. Even though the bags are wet, they still provide some warmth. Since they're synthetic, it's important to dry them out as soon as possible, though. The bags can be used day or night. Matches. To start a fire as soon as the drizzle or rain stops and begin drying out the clothes. The extras set can be dried out and put on at the same time as some people strip down and get into the sleeping bags while their clothes dry. Fires can be started from the plentiful wood pieces in the area. Birch bark is a fire starter. The The first is important for cooking purposes as well as providing warmth for the group. If the weather had not started to drizzle and looks like the rain is going away soon, then matches would have been number 3 in order to get clothes and sleeping bag dries, especially for those leaving. Food, number 6. There isn't much, but it will still be helpful. It must be divided in rations so that it doesn't run out quickly. For those staying behind, it is hoped that within a day, fish can be caught. However, in the meantime, the food that remains should be somewhat protected from bears. Clothes, when it stops raining, the extra clothes need to be dried out. And number 7, clothes. So people can wear them. Increases the chance of survival. Dry clothes are more important than securing additional food to eat. Fishing poles, number 8. Once the duct tape is used, the poles should be fit for fishing in the lake where northern walleye and lake trout fish can be caught and cooked over the fire. A stick may be used as a spit roast the fish or make a makeshift pan from duct tape can boil the fish. Number 9, parachute cord. This can be used as a line to drive clothes, though bushes can be used too. Secure the food in a tree away from bears for splitting the leg and repairing the gun walls on the canoe. In order to do this, to poke holes near either side of the top using the jackknife. There's a jackknife. Pull the cord through the holes and tie it securely. Insect repellent, number 10, for protection from mosquitoes and black flies. 11, water for purification, mildly important because water in the area is often not pure, not pursue. This is terribly written.
Wait, number 10 said because the black flies are persistent and thick, and the wood ticks and deer ticks, which often spread Lyme disease. So it's because of Lyme disease that we need insect repellent.
Yeah. All right. So water. So Giardia and protozoa in the water. It takes, by the time everyone should be home, water can be boiled. All right. Yellow frisbee, though it was brought for recreation as some survival value, one use is to heat water on it, being careful the heat does not melt the plastic. Fish can be boiled in it as well as hard candies and water provide a warm liquid for the group. I didn't know we had hard candies. The frisbee can be used to fan the fire, though blowing on it works too. It can be used for recreation to ease the tension. Magnetic compass, not as important because they can navigate the lakes with the map. Whiskey, some may think it's useful for energy or to keep warm, but actually it has the opposite effect and should be used as a last resort for pain, broken bone, because alcohol causes dehydration and hypothermia. Getting colder. After drinking alcohol, the blood capillaries expand initially. The driver feels warmer. However, heat is actually being lost, and later there's a sudden feeling of being very, very cold.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I never really thought about drinking the whiskey.
Yeah, I thought that the whiskey would be for starting a fire if it was.
Yeah, that was a good idea. That was a good idea, Jacob. I didn't even think of the fire.
I thought wounds and fire would be good for whiskey.
I just don't know how alcohol burns kind of quick, though. I don't know if it would actually.
But it would start it.
It would probably help it, yeah.
Wouldn't hurt.
Wouldn't hurt.
You could stick a rag in there and make like a
torch. A bomb.
Make a bomb.
Whoa.
Molotov cocktail in case a bear comes at you. Light him up.
Come find me.
Light him up.
What's up now, bear?
Yeah. Okay, so bad.
This is our salami, buddy.
So bad. Dinner.
Okay.
So we're at 13. What was 13?
13 was magnetic compass. 14 was whiskey.
Yeah.
Wait, I missed something. The set of clothes. Where was the set of clothes?
Yeah, let me go through this to make sure you guys got it right.
Here, I'll show you my screen because I think I got it all.
All right. One duct tape, 2 personal flotation devices, 3 map of the area, 4 sleeping bags, 5 matches, 6 food, 7 clothes, 8 fishing poles, 9 parachute cord, 10 insect repellent, 11 water purification, 12 yellow frisbee, 13 magnetic compass, 14 whiskey.
5 gold rings, friend.
2 calling birds. 3 Frenchmen.
All right, so
So basically, what we found out is that I would die.
I don't know about that. All right,
We
so
keep you alive.
You would just leave me behind. I would be okay.
Yeah.
what was significantly different between our ranking and the expert ranking?
Aren't we supposed to total them first?
Well, yeah, we can. So
No, you're right. You're right. It's 7 first. Sorry.
I think the group ranking was pretty dang close to the expert ranking.
I think the thing that we were farthest off though was probably like the whiskey. We were pretty far off.
Water purification and whiskey. Everything else. Oh, parachute cord. I feel like everything else was pretty dang good.
The wet clothes. We were pretty far off on those.
yeah. Hey, you know what? You did really good on the matches there, Madison. You got 5, 5, 5.
Yeah, look at that.
Insect repellent was the only one that I got on, I think. That's funny. Yeah. I would have died. For sure.
All right, well, let's
2, 3, 4 on sleeping bags.
well, we got pretty good on the first few. So
Cool.
All right, so let's tally them up. 7 minus 6 is 1.
I'm gonna do it in my Excel. I like Excel better
I
than.
do too. I trust him more than myself.
Yeah, I love spreadsheets. They're great.
Uh-huh. Okay, so we're supposed to do C minus D.
Yeah, C minus D. Hey, James.
Yeah.
So what's the secret for selling my house? What's your best advice?
I'd say the price is probably the most important part. Like not overpricing it. If you
Okay.
overprice it, you'll shoot yourself in the foot.
Okay.
So price it like within reasonably good price. You know, like.
Would you say say price it? Because our realtor said that we could probably ask $102,000 for it, but we decided that it was better to just ask just under 100.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm pretty motivated. If somebody were to come up to me and say, "I'll give you 80,000 for it," then I would probably say, "Okay." You know.
Okay.
You know, I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to sell it for at least 85, but I have less than $40,000 left on my mortgage, so I don't care.
I would probably do that, like do 99 initially, and then just gauge people's feedback. But be ready in 2 weeks to change the price, you know, depending on the traffic and the feedback. So like, you know, 95 or 90. You want to try to lower it a decent. If the first 2 weeks don't go well, you need to make some adjustments quickly.
Yeah.
that'll just keep it fresh. Otherwise, if it sits too long, people think something's wrong with it, and then they kind of start to steer away from it. And you just want to avoid that.
Yeah.
That's what from my experience and my mistakes and things I've learned from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, we plan on dropping the price. He said he drops the price every 10 days.
Yeah, you can do that. That's
Yeah.
not bad.
So.
And they say you want to move it at least like 5% to make a difference.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of the rule of thumb. At least 5%. Otherwise, you won't notice much of a difference with the price drop less than that.
Right.
But yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. So back onto this assignment. Is this like golf, or are we trying to get the highest score or the lowest score?
I think we're trying for low.
Yeah.
So if we get like -30, that's really good.
Probably.
Are we going, or maybe it's an absolute value.
Yeah, we're trying for absolutes for sure. But we're not adding, are we adding all of these together?
Group score is total number in column E.
Yes.
Should we have had these as negatives then, or absolute values?
I think they're probably going to be absolute values.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
That doesn't make any sense.
Right.
To have
Negative.
1 and -1.
I agree.
Yeah, I think it should be absolute values.
Confusing.
Doesn't say that, but it should be.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope we get an offer, and then we're going to be moving next week because somebody has cash.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Have you ever had somebody come and buy a house with cash?
Yeah. Yeah, that's great, because then you don't have to worry about appraisals or anything, meeting appraisal.
Okay. How often does that happen? Like 2% of the time, 3% of the time?
Yeah, I'd say it's pretty rare. It's pretty rare.
That's what I want to do with my next house, is buy it in cash.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
I think it depends on the area too, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to my wife this morning, and I was like, well, maybe we should go look at another foreclosure when we move, because it's just such a great value.
You know? Yeah, I saw you got that as a foreclosure.
Yeah.
At home.
Yeah. So I mean, I can't.
Good deals.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, there was a lot of stuff wrong with it, but the mortgage payment is low, and it's just good in the hood.
Yeah, as long as you don't mind fixing them up, that's kind of the.
Yeah, well, and I mean, if I make quite a bit of money on this, then that's might be what I just do. I'll just go, I'll buy a foreclosure, fix it up, sell it.
Yeah, live in it for 2 years, and then it's tax-free, no capital gains tax on it. So,
oh, really?
Yeah, you don't.
I did really bad, you guys.
Not as bad as I did, girlfriend.
What's that? What did you say, Madison?
I did really bad.
On your scores?
Yeah. What was
Here,
it?
let me see your.
We did pretty good together, though.
Here, can you see the expert ranking? Can I see the expert ranking on your thing?
Yeah, can you see it?
Okay, one. Oh wait, no. Here, could you read them off for me from the start?
Expert 6, 3, 2, 8, 7, 2, 11. Oh, sorry, 7, 12.
All right, sorry. Could you start from the top? It doesn't let me go like this in the word. It doesn't let me hit
Oh
the
yeah,
enter.
can't just hit enter.
Yeah.
6, 3, 2, 8, 7, 12, 11, 1, 14, 10, 5, 9, 13, 4. Did everybody else get 24 for the group score?
I got 25, but that's probably wrong.
I'm just gonna do this on Excel and then I can.
I did it on Excel too.
You want to put your back
Yeah.
in the back? Okay.
So I have another question for you, Jim.
Yeah.
And you might not know the answer, and you might know the answer. But have you ever had people that use like a mutual fund, like a municipal bond fund, to save for their house? Do you ever talk about how people save for their down payment and stuff?
For mutual fund. Yeah, like just saving their down payment.
Yeah.
Get interest, is that the goal?
What'd you
It
say?
says on here, you guys, that all subtracted calculations results should be recorded as an absolute value. Sorry.
Yeah. I know a lot of investors use whole life insurance policies.
They use whole life insurance policies?
Yeah. So they'll save up for save $20,000. This might be if you save up $20,000 and use it for your down payment, and then pay it back, you still gain 8% on the $20,000 the whole time it's gone.
So they use a whole life insurance policy.
Yep. It's basically like a bank account. You use it as a bank account, and then you take out loans against the money, and you pay it back. So.
Oh, okay.
It takes a while to understand, but it's like everybody does it. It's just like
How they do it. Well,
yeah.
I was thinking of getting like a municipal loan fund, and those can earn. When I was looking on Vanguard, they earn like 3 to 5%, and they won't lose value, and they're also not taxable. They don't get taxed.
Yeah, Vanguard's good. They have a lot of good ones on there.
Yeah. Well,
they can get up there pretty high too.
Yeah, well, and the thing that's so great about Vanguard is that they're so inexpensive, you know?
Yeah, look for a Vanguard REIT, like a real estate investment trust. Those are good.
Oh yeah. Well, I've invested in a lot of individual REITs, but I don't but I haven't bought a fund yet. You know, Vanguard has that $3,000 minimum.
Yeah.
And so, you know, I just haven't gotten the gumption to buy a fund from them yet.
Okay, do you guys have your individual and persuasion scores calculated?
No, sorry. Just a second. Let's see, what is this? A B minus D. How do you get an absolute value on
You
Excel? Is there a function?
You type equals ABS.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
E minus D. Okay.
Patricia, do you have yours calculated?
I do.
Can I get your individual and your persuasion scores?
Yes. I'm just inserting it from here. What the? Hold on.
Okay. B minus.
Look, it's cream cheese. I'm having a hard time.
Right, and then we sum it, right?
Do you want the total score for me?
Yeah, so your total individual score and your total persuasion score.
Okay, my total individual score is 68.
We're pretty close.
And my persuasion score is 60.
60.
Okay, so I got, okay, so for column A, individual error, I got 74.
74.
Yep. For group error, I got 24.
Mm-hmm.
And for persuasion score, I got 68.
Wow. Okay, cool.
I need to go to the bathroom real fast. I'll be right back.
All right, Jim, are you able to calculate yours, or are you in the
Yeah,
class?
I'm about to pull over. I'm about to be at the school. Well, I already picked up one kid. I'm on my next kid.
Okay.
All them kids, man.
Yeah, they're all piling in.
So
Yeah, he's
far,
asking, like, who am
I'm
I
sure
talking
that Jim
to?
did better than me, but so far I've done the best, which is really sad.
Deal, no big deal.
You're an expert survivalist.
Yeah, I'm an expert with 64 wrong. That's pretty bad. Mm. But Jacob did worse, so no big deal, you know.
No big deal.
All right. I am back. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
All right. So do we just have to submit the one piece of paper, or do we each need to submit this?
I'm not sure.
Because all of our individual rankings.
We already submitted our individual rankings. But
Right.
number 13 says report your group's results. Answers number 8 to 11 on the Wilderness Survival Group Leader discussion board. So I'm thinking it's just the group leader that has to report.
Okay. So
But we could all just submit it just to be
study
safe.
conclusion instructions.
Sure.
All right. Reflect upon. Assignment submission. Okay, so yeah, you're supposed to it looks like everybody's supposed to upload their
Oh,
case
where do
study
you see that?
conclusion. And then we have to do a write-up that looks like a little write-up.
Are you looking in the assignments?
Yeah, so instructions, case study conclusion. You're going to be graded according to the rubric. Reflect upon your wilderness survival experience and ensure your wilderness survival table is complete. Read your scores. extrapolate what might have occurred in other groups, prepare the following questions and prepare answers to the following questions and statement. What was your overall team experience and level of participation? What behaviors in your group led to process gain or process loss? Share several thoughts about lessons learned from this experience. And then, so I guess you would just attach that to this Word document that we pulled up with the table, and then you submit it to the case study conclusion.
Okay.
And then there's a rubric over here.
All right. We should probably finish the discussion before we move on to that.
I'm calculating right now.
Okay, cool.
Calculating.
Please hold.
Jim's like super dad.
Oh, my goodness.
No big deal.
Yeah, I had to do some warranty work on a house I built because it was they had a couple things they wanted me to fix, so it took a little longer than I thought it would, but oh well.
Mm.
Do you build your own houses too, Jim?
Yeah, I do that. I try to do like one house a year and sell it, and then I do other. Yeah, then I'll do real estate the other 90% of my time. And my dad, I grew up with my dad. My dad was a home builder, so I just kind of took that on.
How much time do you spend average on a house? How many man hours do you spend?
A lot.
Really?
I sub it all out, but I mean I'm still upwards and probably like.
Oh, I mean like selling a house for real estate.
Oh, selling a house?
Yeah.
It just depends.
I know it obviously depends on the house. Some you sell like in a minute, others you sell in over a year, but you know, how many man hours do you say?
I'd say it's probably like 40 hours, maybe around there.
So 40 hours a house?
Yeah.
And you get like a 3% commission?
Yeah. But you have to split that with the broker a little bit too. So.
Well, so do you get a total 3% commission, or does the seller also get a 3% commission? Oh, and then you
the
split
buyer gets 3 and the seller gets 3 usually.
Okay, and then does the buyer and the seller pay the broker as well?
They pay their own broker on the.
Oh, right, because you work for like Key Realty or whoever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Unless you own your own
Okay.
own your own brokerage, then you don't have to pay anybody.
I think Jim is trying to calculate, Jacob.
Oh.
Do we have anything else that we need to cover?
But I give you my phone number too, and we can chat offline if you have any questions.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm just kind of thinking about what I'm going to do with my whole life.
So, guys, for our write-ups, before we get off, we have to talk about who had the lowest score and the persuasion. There's like more questions that we have to go through really fast.
So is the lowest score the best or the worst?
Lowest score is the best.
Okay. So my lowest score was in column E. Which one's that?
No.
Individual score.
Oh, okay.
The lowest score so far.
So individual error, is that it? Column A?
Individual error is our own, and then persuasion error is how the other people have persuaded us to change our answers.
Okay. So we
just need Jim's, and then we can answer the last questions.
All right. Okay. know I need to do negative.
Oh, you're breaking up, Jim.
Oh,
I just need your individual total and your persuasion total.
okay. My individual error total.
Yep.
Yeah.
So do I subtract D minus B or B minus D, and then is there a negative number? Is that how it
No,
works?
it's absolute value. So if you want to give me you don't have Excel or anything, right? So if you just want to give me what yours is, I can calculate it for you real quick.
Okay. I was just gonna calculate it from the Word document, but
I don't know if you can do that.
Well, he could.
like, can I like?
Oh, like in your head? I can do it pretty quick if you just want to give me your numbers.
Okay. So it's basically taking my ranking, say my ranking is 9 and the expert ranking is 3. That's just the 6 difference. The difference. That's what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yep.
Okay, I'll do that real quick. I got
Okay.
that. 3, 6. Oh, I'm not doing that well.
Because I already have it. I already have the formulas into my Excel and everything, so it'd be really easy for me.
Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, I'll give it to you real fast then.
Okay, so your rankings.
My ranking is starting from the top.
Mm-hmm.
3, 9, 12, 11, 13, 14, 2, 8, 7, 6, 4, 5, 10, 1.
Okay, and then I have the rest. So your individual was 56.
Yeah. That's not very good.
It's better than the rest of us.
Better than all of ours, yeah.
And your persuasion, is that right? So it says your persuasion is 68.
Okay.
So you got a worse score from us persuading you than if you just went at it alone.
Well, our group score was 24. We persuaded him to move 68.
Oh, 68 points.
Baby
Okay.
just woke up. Dang it.
Hey, you guys persuaded me to move 68 points too.
The baby just woke up. She had to go get him.
Okay.
Okay, so it's interesting that we maybe didn't have the best communication with Jim because he was like moving around and stuff. And so we changed what he would have done a lot, but he was actually the one that would probably have put us in the best position. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if we had listened to Jim more, we probably would have done better.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was my fault. I changed a lot after I read that article too from my original, but
Oh, you did change it?
trying to keep quiet. I didn't know. I didn't change. I kept whatever I did originally.
Okay. Cool.
All right.
Is that it?
Jacob?
Yep.
Yes.
Is
You're
that
the leader.
Yes, I think that's it.
Okay. All right.
Do we need to do the write-up? Do we need to do the write-up too?
Yeah, so we each need to individually do a write-up and submit it on the group discussion or the
Okay.
or the case study conclusion.
Okay.
Can we all send me a screenshot of that or that file or something so I can update mine as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can email mine to you.
Okay. Thank you. Sorry about.
And Jim, you're going to be the leader next week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Good.
Thanks, guys.